In one of the last meetings between Paris Saint-Germain and Kylian Mbappe's camp, they told him, "We can give you whatever you want on the length on the contract." Hey guys, welcome back from Fabrizio Romano here on the channel on the day of the craziest transfer saga ever. It's now over. Kylian Mbappé signs a new deal with Paris Saint-Germain. Everything has been agreed, and now we enter together into the details of this incredible, unbelievable saga. So, what really happened with Paris Saint-Germain? What really happened with Real Madrid? How we arrived at this incredible, here we go for Mbappé to stay at PSG. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, let's start with the news. Kylian Mbappé stays at Paris Saint-Germain. He's going to sign a 3-year contract with PSG, so a short-term contract. This was part of the strategy from PSG to offer him exactly what he wanted on the length of the contract. So there was a meeting, in one of the last meetings between Paris Saint-Germain and Kylian Mbappe's camp. They told him, "We can give you whatever you want on the length on the contract. Absolutely no problem. If you want 5-year, lifetime contract, 3-year, 2-year, just up to you." But they wanted at least a 2-year deal, so not less than 2 years. This was the plan for Paris Saint-Germain. It's going to be a 3-year deal in total. Kylian Mbappé will have a super important salary, of course. We're hearing a lot of rumors about the salary and this kind of things from Paris Saint-Germain. They are denying many of the rumors that we see, and even from Mbappe's camp, but this is absolutely normal. Of course, there will be a huge signing fee. But what happened on Saturday afternoon? The point was a direct call from Kylian Mbappé. Kylian Mbappé himself, after a final contact with his family and with his camp in the morning, he decided to call Florentino Perez himself. So Kylian Mbappé called Florentino and told him, "I'm sorry, but I'm not accepting Real Madrid proposal. I'm staying at Paris Saint-Germain." It was already in the air since Friday, because this was the expectation around Paris Saint-Germain. Those close to Nasser Al-Khelaifi, Paris Saint-Germain president, had a more than positive feeling after a really complicated week. But we arrived at this point with Kylian, who wanted to be the man to communicate directly with Florentino Perez as a matter of respect, because the reality, they say on Kylian Mbappe's side, is that they always had a verbal agreement with Real Madrid. Everything was verbally agreed between Real Madrid and Mbappé, but it was never signed. Many of you remember that during the deadline day in January, we had some rumors on Mbappé signing the contract, and this was not the case. Many and many times during the year, we heard Mbappé has already signed with Real Madrid. This was not true, because Kylian Mbappé had a pre-agreement, a verbal agreement with Real Madrid. This is 100% for sure, so everything was verbally ready between Mbappé and Real Madrid, but this was never a done deal, because from Kylian, they never had anything signed or anything definitely confirmed. His mother, Faisa, with a tweet, also confirmed a few hours ago that they never gave the green light to Real Madrid proposal. It was verbal, but never signed or 100% completed. This is the point on Mbappe's side. What's the reaction on Real Madrid's side? They are shocked, let me say. Real Madrid were really 100% convinced that Kylian Mbappé was going to join Real next season. Imagine that they prepared everything. They were 100% sure that it was a yes. And what happened? On Tuesday, this week, so last Tuesday, just a few days ago, Real Madrid were more than optimistic, more than confident, and they were convinced internally at Real Madrid, into the board, and with Carlo Ancelotti too, that Kylian Mbappé on Tuesday, last Tuesday, a few days ago, was ready to say, "Yes, I'm joining Real Madrid." So Tuesday was the day in Real Madrid's mind to have the official green light from Kylian, and then to start with the official statements on Kylian Mbappé to join Real Madrid. But then it didn't happen. Sources close to the negotiation tell me that on Tuesday night, when Kylian was back in Paris from Qatar, they saw a different Kylian. He was really tempted by Real Madrid. We know that it's always been his dream, and so this is not new. Kylian Mbappé was dreaming of Real Madrid. Florentino Perez has always been working on this deal, but this is not new. But after the meetings he had in Qatar, together with his family and together with his camp, with people close to Paris Saint-Germain board and with people into the ownership of Paris Saint-Germain, so all the meetings that are part of this kind of negotiations, what happened? That the feeling around Kylian was completely different. He was finally tempted by Paris Saint-Germain more than Real Madrid proposal. So Wednesday and Thursday, they had some new direct contacts with his camp to decide on the proposals, to check the proposals. And then on Friday, he made his decision to join Paris Saint-Germain. Then he announced it on Saturday because he wanted to speak directly with Florentino Perez. But on Tuesday, Real Madrid, they were really convinced that he was going to give the green light. And when on Tuesday they didn't receive the call from Mbappé's camp to say, okay, it's done, he's joining Real Madrid, get ready, they started to be worried. Real Madrid on Wednesday were really worried because of this incredible scenario they saw on Tuesday. So this is how the situation changed. Real Madrid prepared three kind of proposals for Kylian Mbappé. They made a proposal in August last year. Many of you remember that Real Madrid were pushing to sign the player in August last year, but Paris Saint-Germain said no. They improved their proposal in December, and they also improved their proposal, including image rights, at the end of March, at the beginning of April. So they were preparing everything for Kylian Mbappé. They had many and many contacts, and so they are now shocked with this decision. It will change the plan for Real Madrid, because I'm told that the plan for Real Madrid this summer was Toni Rüdiger. This is done. This is signed. He already had his medical, so Rüdiger will play for Real Madrid. The plan was left back, maybe Fran Garcia back, maybe another one, but to sign a left back, and then to sign Kylian Mbappé. This was the plan for Real Madrid this summer. Maybe a second goalkeeper, but nothing huge, because the plan was Rüdiger, top centre-back, Mbappé, top striker, and then a new left-back. But now the feeling is different, of course, because Kylian is not joining, Erling Haaland is not joining. And let me say that Florentino really wanted to sign both Haaland and Mbappé, but Haaland didn't happen because Real Madrid were focusing on Mbappé, and even because the player, Haaland, felt a different kind of feeling with Manchester City. Man City were obsessed with Haaland, while Real Madrid were obsessed with Mbappé. But now the situation is different. Real Madrid need to react on the market. They are already preparing something internally. Vinicius will sign a new deal till 2028. Modric will sign a new deal till 2023. Eder Militao will discuss a new deal. So internally, they are already working on it. But then they will need new signings probably. They will need a big reaction on the market. So let's see what Real Madrid will decide to do. Now, they are with no words. They are really shocked by the behavior on Mbappé's side, because they were 100% convinced on Kylian to join the club, but the feeling completely changed after that incredible Tuesday night when Kylian was back from Qatar, and everything really changed around this Kylian Mbappé story. Then guys, something else I wanted to tell you, that of course this decision from Kylian Mbappé is going to influence the situation at Paris Saint-Germain, because Paris Saint-Germain are now going to change many things with Kylian Mbappé. This was part of the negotiations, because, you know, we always speak about money, and around it's always about money, the salary, the signing fee, and of course, this was a huge part of the story. But it's also about the project of Paris Saint-Germain. They are now going to change. Let's see what happens with Leonardo, if he's going to stay or leave the club. But this was part of the discussions internally at Paris Saint-Germain. Let's see what happens with Pochettino. The expectation around Paris Saint-Germain has always been for Mauricio Pochettino to leave at the end of the season. So it's now time to communicate him what they want to do. But Kylian Mbappé, let me explain one point. When you read around that Kylian Mbappé will be the sport director at Paris Saint-Germain, this is not the case. Kylian Mbappé will be important at Paris Saint-Germain, as he will be the face of the project, as he will be one of the main players, if not the big star for the coming years. Of course, there is Leo Messi, there is Neymar, there are many, but they want Mbappé to be the face of Paris Saint-Germain project. And it's really important to say that he will be involved, of course, in some decisions. But this is something that happens sometimes in football with top players. Leo Messi at Barcelona for many years was asked about players, but this is absolutely normal. It doesn't mean to have the power to be the sport director. It means to help because you are a top player and you are important for the club. It always happens with important players, and Kylian Mbappé will not be the sport director of Paris Saint-Germain, but he will be involved in important decisions. Of course, he's not the man who is going to have the final decision. They have a board, they have a president, they have owners, they have a director, but Kylian Mbappé will be really important with Paris Saint-Germain, and now their revolution will start with a clear target. When Kylian told Paris Saint-Germain he was going to sign the contract, and they were celebrating on Friday night because the message on Kylian Mbappe's side to Nasser Al-Khelaifi and those close to Paris Saint-Germain board arrived on Friday night. They were celebrating, they were more than happy, but also Kylian told them, I sign a new deal and we will for sure win the Champions League together. So the message was pretty clear on Kylian's side. He's there for the Champions League and he's not joining Real Madrid. What happens in the future, guys? At the moment, sources close to the negotiation say that they really don't know if one day Kylian Mbappé will go to Real Madrid or not. We know that in public he always stated that Real Madrid are his biggest dream, but at the same point, now this is a huge shock for Real Madrid to lose on Kylian Mbappé, to miss on Kylian Mbappé. And so I'm curious to see if Florentino will accept that and so will try again in the future, or if he will try to beat Paris Saint-Germain with Kylian Mbappé playing for PSG. Let's see what's next, but it's now done. Mbappé stays at Paris Saint-Germain. He is not joining Real Madrid. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on this incredible Kylian Mbappé saga. I want your feelings, I want your comments, so I'm reading you here as always. Remember to turn on the notification bell. Guys, as you can see, we are in May, but it seems August. Many things are happening. Mbappé stays at PSG, Haaland joins Manchester City, crazy things are going on. And so guys, I'm waiting for you, as always, to comment, to like this video, to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and see you soon with Fabrizio. Ciao!